I started thinking about these Coneheads. I never watched that series, the Coneheads. Did you ever watch it? Um, yeah, that's what I started thinking about. I thought, do they really exist? Is this their way of telling us about a certain type of species that is on this earth? Is there? Is there more to this, you all, than what meets the eye? Did you ever watch it? And you know how we have all these ancient rulers with the big old elongated heads and stuff like that. I put together a little video, and I really want you to think about it and just, think about how they really get the message out about lots of things they show us. They show it in the movies. They do, you all. And it's really interesting if you think about it. How do they come up with this stuff? Does it have some type of truth to it? Does it have like a half truth or something like that, you all? I think it does. I really think it does. So I hope you like it. I do. Love you. The Coneheads. Did the Coneheads really exist, or were they just fictitious characters that they made a TV series about? We talk about these beings with elongated skulls and stuff, but really, we even have skulls that they found. They dug up these skulls and they're elongated. And you think, well, how did that happen? And they say they're really ancient, but then they say, well, it's because their skulls were like compressed and they were elongated by humans. And there's no such thing as a alien having an elongated skull. But they had a TV series that they made called, I guess it was called the Coneheads. And let's see what they call the species were the Remulakians. And the Remulakians were, according to the TV series, an indigenous and sapient species who hail from the planet Remulake. And they are often known simply as a conehead because of their most prominent feature. Their skulls are shaped in such a way that their heads resemble a large cone, as you can see here. And it does. You all, let's face it, it does match these skulls that are found, all over certain areas of the world, certain specific areas. And, some of the, ancient deities, the rulers and stuff, they had elongated heads too, and they had like big headdress. And you ever think, well, what's behind that big headdress you got on? And, some of the religious leaders today, they got a great big headdress too. And I'm thinking, well, what are you resembling? Why do you got a great big thing on the top of your head? And, these Remulakians, which, they do have skulls that they found that like kind of resemble those, except for the great big point. I wonder if they just put the point there just to do it so they could like not match the skulls that were found. But if you look at their mouth, they have like these 3 rows of great big, like razor sharp teeth is what they've got. These species have, oh my gosh, they have extremely high metabolic rate, and therefore they got to eat larger meals when they sit down to eat. And they have a massive mouth with 3 rows of upper teeth, and they're sharp. They have one fairly normal lower row of teeth on their mouth. Okay. And they, those who were found on Earth were noted for eating massive quantities of food and drinking entire 6 packs of beverages at once, according to this Conehead thing. And they smoke entire packs of cigarettes all at the same time. And they have a distinct style of speech, which is very fast and through their nasal, and it's monotone. They talk in a monotone type voice. Of course, I've never watched that TV series, but I thought, well, why did you make one like that? These Rumaklians engage in behavior that, could be considered strange by human standards. They look strange as it is. And they sleep upright. They practice a form of like cremation, a tradition related to overharder, the obtuse, whoever that was, and their remains are placed in a dry space. And they make sacrifices to an ancient priest called the Krathnor. And so in their society, you see their great big mouth. And it's interesting to note that in this TV series, their culture seems to be one of dominance. And they are most certainly not above invading other planets. So I wonder, really, I do kind of wonder if somehow this TV series could be depicting an ancient species that, like, invaded Earth. Like, I don't know, a long, long, long time ago. I wonder if it is. And this is the way they're trying to say, hey, well, there's this fictitious species out there, and this is what they might look like. And they got a massive appetite, and their teeth are so sharp. You know, they're also bigger than humans, massively bigger. But they're tall, and they're bald, and they have cone-shaped craniums, just like the ones we find, you know, that they got on display, and that science or somebody has totally dismissed it as the practice of making the skulls look that way. You think for yourself. Can you think for yourself for one moment? Are we just trying to just make up a fictitious species out there? If so, if we're trying to like make up a fictitious species and downplay a fictitious species that really did or does exist, how do you think those species would feel if they did come into existence and we just thought, oh, you don't even exist, you're just all make-believe, you got a costume on? I don't think they'd like that. Do you think they'd like that? Then we'd be looking at them as a lesser species, when in fact they probably are a greater species than the humans in that type of a world, you all. I'm just saying, they got sharp teeth. Okay, they got very sharp teeth, and they're very physically strong. And the male species have been seen. They can stop cars. They're so strong. They can rip off their roofs. And I guess this TV series or something. And they have unique electrokinetic abilities emanating from the tip of their conical skulls. Right on the top. Could you imagine energy coming from the top of your skull? And the touching of the cones seems to exchange their electrical energies. And it's like the act of being used to, much the same as kissing in humans. Well, that's how they do it over there, you all, yeah. But I thought this was interesting that they had a TV series called the Coneheads, and they were called, the species called the Remucleans. And then we got skulls that are kind of shaped like that on Earth. How on earth is that, you all? And why do people want to mimic that? Why did they even want to shape the skulls like that to begin with, unless there was some type of a deity or deities that truly does exist or did exist, and they were just trying to mimic them. That's all I'm saying. That's all. So I am going to go. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you.